Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. After a wild and uncomfortable finale to his journey, Matt James went on Good Morning America. He talked about everything that happened not just on the show, but in the world during the last year. Some of the things happening in Bachelor Nation included his choice, Rachael Kirkconnell involved in racial controversy, along with host Chris Harrison. This is a spoiler warning if you haven't seen the finale. With the drama and controversy surrounding the season, it would have been nice if Matt found love. It seemed the honeymoon didn't last as these things came to his attention. In addition to those things in the news, he also had the isolation of filming his season all in one place. The country dealt with a lot of civil unrest during that time as well. Now, for at least Thurston's season, Chris Harrison will not host The Bachelorette, at least for Thurston's season. For Michelle Young's season over the summer, it's not clear if he will be back. What hit Matt James hard watching the finale? Matt James had a lot of feelings watching his finale. He said, "It hit me like a ton of bricks. I felt the weight of everything that I was carrying throughout the season, and with what we were dealing with as a country." He also found it difficult to explain the things going on with Rachael. He said it was hard to express why it was problematic to me and our relationship. According to Variety, Matt and Rachael sat down for the first time since their breakup to talk about everything. The past pictures of Rachael at the antebellum plantation-themed party were put up during the talk. Rachael owned her ignorance and said she'd put in the work to do better. Matt said, "I know that Rachael's a good person, and everything that she outlined in her apology and statement, I'm looking forward to seeing her do, because I know she's capable of it." When asked if Matt saw reconciliation in their future, he didn't give a straight answer. New hosts give the franchise a fresh start. It was announced Chris Harrison wouldn't be the host for Matt James' contestant Thurston's Bachelorette season. Instead, Bachelor Nation alums Tayshia Adams and Caitlin Bristow will step into the role. Matt thought it was the right move. He said, "I'm excited. It's a fresh start, and we need more women hosting." Matt posted a video of himself running on the road and frolicking in the ocean. He captioned it, "Running reminds you that even when you're weak, you're strong." Marathon training has begun. Seems he's trying to focus on moving forward. What did you think of the finale? Did the announcement of two separate bachelorettes surprise you? Matt James Comment your wasn't thoughts prepared. below. Not for the cameras, not for the pressure, and certainly not for what blindsided him in the final moments of his historic season on The Bachelor. America's first Black Bachelor had faced controversy, hardtack, and intense scrutiny, but nothing compared to the shocking finale that hit him like a ton of bricks. We watched it play out on screen, but what happened behind the scenes left even longtime producers in stunned silence. The final rose ceremony was just the beginning. Leading up to the finale, Matt James had narrowed his choices down to two women, the elegant and composed Michelle Young and the enigmatic and deeply emotional Rachael Kirkconnell. The chemistry between Matt and Rachael was undeniable, but controversy loomed. Rachael's past, specifically racially insensitive photos and social media behavior, had emerged midway through airing. As the news broke, Matt reportedly began having doubts, but the show must go on. What fans didn't realize is that Matt was already spiraling internally, even before the finale began filming. Sources close to production revealed he'd nearly called off the final rose ceremony more than once. But the pressure from producers, the promise of just one more shot, and his desire to find love pushed him forward, until it all came crashing down. A proposal he couldn't make. In the penultimate moments of the show, Matt sent Michelle home, despite her offering him a gift that had fans, and Chris Harrison choking up on set. "I just don't think I can get there with you," Matt had said, his voice shaking. Michelle later revealed she asked him for a few extra minutes just to talk privately. His answer? No. That decision would come back to haunt him, but not because of Michelle. What happened next was something no Bachelor fan, or Matt himself, could have anticipated. The Rachael revelation that changed everything. The moment Matt laid eyes on Rachael at the final rose platform, something shifted. Cameras captured his conflicted expression. But what they didn't show was the conversation that unfolded off-camera, just moments before that emotional scene. According to a leak from a producer's assistant, Rachael had approached Matt backstage and asked if they could talk before filming the final scene. What she told him: "I don't think I'm ready for this." It was a bombshell. After everything, after weeks of filming, of heart-to-hearts, of public backlash, of support and tension, Rachael was suddenly unsure. Matt was floored, but instead of showing his devastation, he played it cool. The finale went ahead. He didn't propose. He told Rachael he wanted to continue dating her, but he was clearly shaken. The real shock was still coming. Chris Harrison's unexpected move. When filming wrapped, Matt was immediately whisked into a private room with Chris Harrison and executive producer Bennett Graebner. What happened in that room? A conversation that would change the course of Bachelor history. Chris reportedly told Matt about the brewing controversy surrounding Rachael's old social media posts and how ABC was handling it. But Matt had no idea of the full extent. "It felt like I got hit by a truck," Matt later said in an off-air interview that never aired. The controversy had been kept from him until after the finale. Producers had known. They had debated whether or not to tell Matt before he made a final decision. They opted not to. They didn't want to derail the season, said a source close to the show. That was the moment that hit Matt like a ton of bricks. Not the heartbreak, not the rejection, not the fame, but the fact that he'd been kept in the dark. "I felt betrayed," Matt told close friends. "They let me walk into a relationship with someone they knew would spark backlash, without giving me the information I needed to make that call myself." After the final rose, the moment Matt snapped, America watched in stunned silence as after the final rose aired, Matt's demeanor was cold. He barely looked at Rachael. "I didn't sign up for this," he told host Emmanuel Acco, filling in after Chris Harrison stepped back due to the controversy. Rachael cried. She apologized. She said she was learning, but Matt's silence was deafening. What wasn't shown? A backstage argument that left producers reeling. Matt reportedly cornered Bennett Graebner and said, "You exploited me. You used my image. You didn't protect me." It was the culmination of months of pressure, racial tension, and emotional strain. One producer quit the show entirely after that confrontation. "It was the most uncomfortable moment in Bachelor history," the insider said. Michelle Young's private message. In the days after the finale aired, Michelle Young privately reached out to Matt. She didn't want to gloat. She didn't want closure. She just wanted to offer him support. Her text, according to friends, simply said, "I know that wasn't easy. You deserved more. Just know I see you." Matt reportedly broke down in tears when he read it. "She was always the one who saw me," he told a close friend, "and I let her go." The Rachael fallout and the real reason they broke up. Matt and Rachael tried. For months, they attempted to rekindle things privately. There were sightings in New York, a few romantic Instagram posts, but nothing stuck. Why? According to a former Bachelor intern, the damage had been done, not just by the controversy, but by the way Rachael handled it afterward. She said she was learning, but she didn't show it. She wanted Matt to do the emotional heavy lifting, the source claimed. Matt, already emotionally exhausted, walked away for good after a heated argument over an Instagram post he felt was tone-deaf. "She didn't get it," Matt reportedly said, "and I couldn't keep explaining it." Matt James, rewriting his own ending. Since then, Matt has done something no Bachelor lead had done before. He took back the narrative. He wrote a book. He started speaking out about the pressures of being a Black man in a space not designed to protect or support him. and more importantly, he found peace. But the finale? That moment. It hit me like a ton of bricks, Matt said in his memoir. The truth, the silence, the weight of it all. He revealed he's gone to therapy. He's built stronger friendships outside of Bachelor Nation, and he's been working on his relationship with himself. Where are they now? Rachael Kirkconnell. She continues to model, has partnered with diversity initiatives, and has been vocal about her growth. Though her actions still divide fans, she and Matt remain civil but distant. Michelle Young. She went on to star as the Bachelorette, winning fans over and finding love, though that love later ended. Still, she remains one of the most respected leads in franchise history. Chris Harrison. He exited the franchise for good after backlash around his defense of Rachael's past actions. His departure marked a turning point for The Bachelor. Matt James. He's a published author, activist, and advocate. And while he hasn't returned to reality TV, he's told friends he's open to love again, on his own terms. A moment that changed the franchise. The finale of Matt James' season wasn't just another Bachelor ending. It was a reckoning. It forced the franchise to look at its treatment of race, representation, and emotional truth. It made fans question how much they really know about what happens behind the scenes. And for Matt, it was the moment he stopped being a contestant and started being a man who demanded better. For himself, for the women on the show, for the next lead. What hit Matt James like a ton of bricks? The truth. And he's never been the same since.